Hello beautiful souls, welcome to Remembrance of Love. My name is Zoe. The purpose of this channel is bringing beautiful souls back to who they truly are. Remembrance of love and helping people reconnect with the love that already exists within them so they can remember their truth. Before I begin, I always like to say that I have real passion for astrology since being on my own spiritual journey, and I've learned so much through observing the moon cycles, planetary movements and the collective energies that we all move through together. What I learn I love to share with you. However, I'm not a professional astrologer, so please take what resonates, leave what doesn't, and always trust your own inner guidance. So this energy update that I'm going to be doing is going to be for the week of the 6th to the 12th of July 2026. So first of all, welcome to July. This feels like a very different energy from what we've been moving through over the last few months. We've just come through that powerful full moon in Capricorn at the end of June, which brought awareness around what we've been building, what we've been investing our energy in, and how much we've grown since the beginning of this year. Many of us are still integrating those revelations, and many of us are still reflecting on what was illuminated for us. And alongside that, Mercury remains retrograde in Cancer, encouraging us to revisit emotions, old stories, conversations, memories, and anything that requires a deeper level of understanding. And sometimes when Mercury is in retrograde, we assume that everything is going to go wrong. But often Mercury retrograde is simply helping us see something from a different perspective. It's like returning to a chapter of a book you've already read and suddenly noticing something you missed the first time of reading it. And perhaps that is one of the biggest themes of this week, seeing things differently. One of the most significant shifts that we're integrating at the moment is Jupiter's recent move into Leo. This is a huge energetic shift. Jupiter expands whatever it touches, it amplifies. It really does encourage growth, for us to think bigger as well. And after spending time in Cancer, where the focus has been about emotional growth, nurturing ourselves and strengthening our inner foundations, Jupiter's move into Leo feels like a breath of fresh air, because Leo energy wants to shine, create, express itself and live from the heart. So July may feel very different for you. There may be a growing desire to stop hiding parts of yourself, to trust your gifts and to express yourself more authentically. It's almost as though the universe is saying, God is saying, now that you've spent time reconnecting with yourself, what are you going to do with all this awareness? How are you going to share it? How are you going to live it? And that is a beautiful question to sit with as we move through this month of July. So on Monday the 6th of July, Mercury retrograde continues to encourage us to look inward. You may find yourself thinking about situations from the past, not because they are meant to live in the past, but because there's still wisdom to be gained from those experiences. You may suddenly understand why something happened the way it did. You may find yourself having a new level of compassion for yourself or another person, or perhaps you're simply beginning to see how much you have grown. Then as we move towards Tuesday the 7th of July, another important shift takes place as Neptune stations retrograde in Aries. And Neptune moved into Aries at the beginning of 2026 in January. Now Neptune is a very interesting energy because it represents our dreams, our spirituality, our imagination, our intuition, and sometimes the stories we are telling ourselves. When Neptune changes direction, it's almost as though a light begins shining into places that may previously have left us unclear, where we felt so unclear about a situation. We may begin questioning things, seeing things from a different perspective. And because Neptune is in Aries, the energy is encouraging us to look at our relationships with ourselves. What am I remembering about myself? Am I living authentically? Am I following my truth, or am I following somebody else's expectations? This can be a powerful period of awareness. Sometimes Neptune Retrograde shows us where we've been doubting ourselves. It can help us reconnect with our own inner knowing. This may bring awareness around beliefs you've been carrying about yourself, about your connection, and about what is possible. And when we combine this with Mercury retrograde in Cancer, there is a strong invitation this week to reflect, to review and reconnect with yourself on a deeper level. Then as we move towards the middle of the week, around Wednesday the 8th and Thursday the 9th, there is a stronger emphasis on communication. And this makes sense because we're still integrating Mars in Gemini. It can make us curious, make us eager to learn and understand and communicate. You may feel inspired to have a conversation that you've been putting off for a long time. You may feel called to express yourself more honestly because you're feeling more confident with the Leo energy as well. Or you may find that your mind's busier than usual. The key here is to remain grounded. Not every thought requires action, and not every concern requires solving. Sometimes awareness itself is enough. And for those of you on this Awakening Twin Flame journey, this week feels very supportive for recognising where you've been overthinking, which we all do. We do try to figure everything out, try and understand every detail and predict an outcome. But what you do come to realise is that you don't need all the answers right now. And for the divine feminine energy, there may be a stronger desire to express truth, to stop shrinking yourself, to stop questioning your knowing, and to stop looking outside of yourself for this validation. This energy feels supportive for stepping more fully into your authenticity. For the divine masculine energy, and when I'm saying the divine feminine, divine masculine, I'm talking about the energy within yourself. So for the divine masculine energy, there may be greater reflection taking place. Mercury retrograde can encourage this processing. Questions around priorities, emotional security and future direction may be coming into awareness. And for those of you that are connected to a physical twin, some of you may notice an increased communication, renewed reflection, or a stronger sense that something is shifting beneath the surface. Remember, not all movement is visible immediately, and that's when you do have to quieten the mind, the ego. Sometimes the deepest transformation happens internally first. Just before I continue, I just wanted to briefly mention that I do one-to-one phone consultations for those of you that feel they would benefit from some personal guidance and support on your journey. Over the years, I've had a privilege of working with many beautiful souls from all over around the world, helping them navigate their experiences, gain clarity and find a deeper understanding of their path. If you're looking for a space where you can openly share what you're going through, ask questions or receive guidance tailored to your unique situation, I'd be honoured to support you. But everything you need to know about me and the service I offer is in the description box down below. Now, as we move towards the end of this week, something very important begins to happen. We start feeling the build-up towards the new moon in Cancer, which takes place in the following week, the 14th of July. So as we move into this build-up of the new moon in Cancer, you may feel like you want to retreat slightly, to listen more deeply to yourself, to pay attention to what your heart is telling you. And the new moons are all about new beginnings. They're about planting seeds. And Cancer is deeply connected to emotional well-being, nurturing, intuition and belonging. So as we approach this new moon, you may find yourself asking, what do I need emotionally? What would create greater peace within me? What am I ready to nurture moving forwards? And because the new moon represents a fresh cycle, it's also helpful to reflect back to the full moon in Cancer that occurred earlier in the year. What have you learned about yourself since then? How has your relationship with yourself changed? What awareness have you gained? Because awareness is always preparing us for a new chapter. And that's what July really feels like, a new chapter. Not because everything's suddenly changing overnight, but because something within us is changing. There is a growing sense of authenticity, a growing sense of confidence, willingness to trust ourselves. And I believe Jupiter in Leo is going to support that beautifully throughout this month. And the overall message I feel for this week is simply trust what is coming into your awareness, trust what is being revealed, and trust what your heart already knows. There's no need to force anything. There's no need to have every answer. You simply need to remain open to what life is showing you. And before I finish, I just wanted to leave you with this thought. When I reflect on the overall energy of this week, it really feels like a bridge between revelation and renewal. We're integrating what was illuminated by the Capricorn full moon, the awareness, the clarity, the insights, and the understanding that has come into view. And at the same time, we're preparing our hearts for a fresh emotional beginning that the Cancer new moon will bring. So try not to rush ahead. Allow yourself time to absorb what has been revealed. Allow yourself to reflect on what you've learned. And allow yourself time to become clear about what you wish to nurture moving forwards. Because sometimes the most powerful part of the journey isn't the ending or the beginning. It's the space between, where we begin to understand the deeper meaning of what we've experienced and prepare ourselves for what comes next. So thank you so much for being here and sharing this time with me, and I'm wishing you all a beautiful week, another powerful week. If this message resonates with you, I'd love to hear from you in the comments down below. And if you haven't already, I have recently done a supportive video which is all about beliefs and obeying rules, getting rid of all of those old beliefs and obeying the rules that you could have picked up along the way I've been on this journey. And let me know in the comments as well about how these energies are showing up for you, because I'm always interested to know how you're moving through these energies and how you're feeling. And if you do feel called to work with me, as I mentioned earlier, all the information about the services I offer is in the description box down below. And if you haven't subscribed already, don't forget to subscribe, like and share, because it really does help my channel grow, and it gets to the beautiful souls that could be really in need of listening to some of these energy updates and some of the supportive videos as well I do. Only if you resonate with me and you feel that connection with me. And as always, I'm sending you all so much love, my support, my strength and light, and I love you all so very much. See ya.